All right, so every time you sit down and watch your favorite show, you miss it because each time you sit down and watch it, your head flops backwards and that mouth falls open and you fall asleep with your mouth wide open. Now listen, this napping position will kill your ability to get hard. In fact, if your mouth is wide open and or you are snoring, it may be the reason that you aren't as stiff as you could be. In fact, this will be the case even if your snores are, quiet. It's important that you understand the connection between your breathing and your erection because it can mean the difference between you being a sexual beast and not being able to slay any dragons. Now, this connection is so strong and so powerful, in fact, that if I'm treating a gent for erectile dysfunction, snoring, and sleeping with the mouth open, listen, this seemingly small issue is one of the first things that we fix. And just like that, poof, stiffness returns. Now, that's not in everybody, but I'm Dr. Rachel, and in this video, we're going to discuss and explore how and why snoring or sleeping with your mouth wide open could impact your erection. As a matter of fact, it becomes kryptonite for your erection, even if you just don't snore that loud at all. We'll discuss some solutions on how to fix the problems and to stiffen up, of course. We're also going to talk about how to fix that snoring issue. So subscribe so you don't miss crucial conversations like this one, and turn your notifications on so you know the minute they start. Now, in order to get stiff and stay that way, you need nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps the blood vessels widen to accept a surge of blood flow, and it also works at the nerve level too. It's called neuronal nitric oxide, and it's released during sexual stimulation by the cavernous nerves. And it causes relaxation of the corporal cavernosal smooth muscle tissue, which must happen in order for that blood flow to surge through the penile tissue and result in an erection. Woo, that's a mouthful, right? Well, one of the major areas that your body makes and produces nitric oxide is within the nasal or the nose tissue. Nasal nitric oxide is produced in the paranasal sinuses. With each inhalation through your nose and you exhale, nitric oxide is created, released, and supplied to the tissue. Yes, even down there. The nitric oxide that you don't use is actually stored within your sinuses. The sinuses is the body's #1 place to store nitric oxide. But listen, this cascade of events can only happen when you breathe through your nose and not your mouth. And when you fall asleep in front of the TV with your head craned back, catching flies, and your mouth is wide open, you do not breathe through your nose. And your ability to make precious nitric oxide and then store it within those sinuses is gone. It plummets. In fact, this is why some gents in their 20s and 30s, perhaps you, suffer with ED right now. They're spending too much time sleeping with their mouths wide open and too many nights snoring. Now, this is why they respond so well to drinking my E-Function smoothie recipes or even taking a nitric oxide boosting supplement. Those really work because their levels of nitric oxide are low, and they can be boosted and they can be supported if you're taking a supplement or drinking a smoothie. However, if the mouth breathing and the snoring doesn't stop, even an all-natural supplement or smoothie will just be putting a band-aid on the bigger problem, the snoring and the mouth breathing. Now listen, nitric oxide is essential for your erection. No question about it. When you snore and breathe through your mouth, you deplete your nitric oxide levels. This is a huge issue because the National Sleep Foundation actually reports that 42% of men report snoring. Now, whether it's a slow, quiet snore or a loud, bellowing snore, if your mouth is open and you're breathing out of it, two negative things happen to your body and your ability to get stiff when you snore. First, we already discussed, you miss out on a key opportunity to produce and store high levels of nitric oxide within your sinuses. Number two, when your mouth hangs open like that, it dries out. When your mouth dries out, you naturally change the microbiome of your tongue, which means that good bacteria that needs to be there to convert nitric oxide actually dies off. And when you eat foods high in nitrates that usually help you make more nitric oxide, your body can no longer make it because the bacteria that's essential to making it has been destroyed by that super dry mouth. So now let's discuss ways to decrease snoring and boost nitric oxide levels while you sleep. Now, if you do not have sleep apnea, but you just have trouble keeping your mouth closed, there's actually mouth tape. Yeah, it works. You tape your mouth closed at night, no more mouth breathing at night, you learn how to breathe through your nose, and bam, nitric oxide levels skyrocket and stiffness returns or surges. I actually did a video on this very topic that you can check out here, somewhere around here, and honestly read the comments and you'll see just how much this one simple thing helps so many guys and gents with their stiffness. Next thing you can do is lose weight, shed the pounds, you snore less. Change your sleeping style. Get off your back and sleep on your side. And of course, don't fall asleep in front of the TV because it's bound to happen there, right? That catching flies position. Cut back on alcohol. You may think that alcohol, a glass of wine or two or beer, helps you fall asleep. Well, in actuality, it may help you fall asleep, but unfortunately, it will increase your snoring potential. Because sometimes, let's just face it, you have literally passed out, not just fallen asleep. So drink less, snore less, boost nitric oxide levels, right? And sleeping with your mouth open, breathing out of your mouth, and snoring will all wreck your erection because it depletes those nitric oxide levels. So I have a link below to my preferred nitric oxide boosting supplement and also a free gift that you can get that's going to show you how to eat for your erections and how to eat natural foods that will boost nitric oxide. So listen, there's always room for improvement. So hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you have any questions that I could potentially answer. I love you. I'm Dr. Rachel, and boom, I'm out.